I'm so sorry. It's my dog.
That's fine.
Hey, everybody.
Hey,
Hello.
I'm glad you could make it.
Yeah, sorry, I turned off all my notifications because I was like, oh shit, it's 8 o'clock.
Oh, it's okay. Time blindness.
Right?
I think we
The
all
thing.
have it. Correct me if I'm
Yeah.
wrong. You have ADHD as well, right?
Yeah, I do.
All right.
Ayo.
This is gonna be chaos. Chaos.
Straight chaos.
If it wasn't chaotic, I don't think I'd want to do it, frankly.
Right?
So, well, yep, that's what we're gonna do this, the thing.
The thing.
I've only written half of a script to start telling the story of Gypsy Rose Blanchard because it's a lot of stuff.
It is a lot.
It is a lot. It's interesting though. I'm surprised that it hasn't been more like heavily covered.
Well, they did a huge, like, there was like a docu-movie thing that they did
Yep.
on Hulu. And after that, the coverage kind of dropped.
Yeah, so but
But
like being compared to some of the other like stories out there of similar quality, this one just doesn't seem to be as popular.
no, I know. And, the one thing that I do wonder is I wonder if there's any act there with Gypsy Rose. Like, she manipulated people with her mom. That's very known. But how aware was she of that manipulation? And is she still doing it? You know what I mean? Like,
Well, so
I
that's the
think her mom
question.
was definitely harmful to her. Like, I think she was definitely harmful to her. But at the end of the day, she had the capability to harm others, and she was okay with it. So it is the question.
I definitely think that there's yeah. I mean, well, we're gonna talk about it, right? So, but I think talking. Just gonna cut this part out.
Words. Words are hard.
Communication. Oh my god. I've been doing trainings, trying to do trainings, and I decided to stop taking my ADHD medication because my doctor's on maternity leave. And my doctor's office is like, well, if you need to see a doctor and this is your doctor, well, you're gonna have to go to a walk-in clinic. And it's like, cool. The
Oh my
walk-in
God.
clinic isn't going to fill in forms for my insurance company to prove to them that I'm still taking my ADHD medication because that has to be done every year.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'll just stop taking it instead of eating $130 a month. She'll be back next year. It'll be fine. It'll be totally. It's not fine. It is not working. So I guess I'm eating $130 a month because
I'm sorry. That really sucks.
it does. It does. Thank you. But it only sucks because I have to do a ton of trainings right now. And it is, first of all, why do I need to know about corruption in other countries that might try to bribe me to get business from me? That's not what I do. Like, that has nothing to do with me. Or like market, like price fixing the market. Like, that has nothing to do with me. Babes, we don't have to worry about little old me influencing illegal activity when it comes to selling products. We're fine. We are so fine. Why
Yeah.
do I have to? And I just want to like take a melon baller to my eyes and just.
No, I feel you. I have like emergency ADHD meds, but like the stimulant stuff, like it'll keep me up so long. Like it does its job, but then I'm up 3 days. So it's like
Does its job too
it's a
well.
lose-lose for me. Yeah, it does it way too well.
I'll have some of that, please.
Right?
Right?
Just power through these trainings. I'll sleep for 3 days, get it all done.
Sounds like a good time.
Right? Like that was me. Like I was like I can't I like my sleep too much. Like I hate being awake when I don't want to be. Like, I would rather sleep 12 hours a day than like
Describe
not
depression.
enough. Right? Good snapshot.
I would rather sleep than exist.
It's so much easier.
I don't blame you though. And I don't know if that's just because you don't sleep well when you have ADHD, where like when you do finally sleep, it's like not enough.
Yeah, it's like because when you actually get that good REM sleep, you're just like, I don't want to give it up. I don't want to give it up.
It's gonna be months before I have another good night's sleep.
Right?
Months. Yeah. No, I totally understand. Anyway, I don't know what I was talking about before this tangent, so we're off to a great start. So, Mandy, this is my friend Blue. We went to high school together. We've known each other for 20 years?
Yes.
That sounds correct. Yes, 20 years. Went to high school together, stayed friends into adulthood. I think you and I are probably the only ones out of our friend group that are still friends.
Yes.
Both late.
Accurate.
Yeah. Well, the others were. Why keep them around? You know how it is when you're like kind of like the artsy fartsy, emo-y, losery, like table.
Yeah, like me and my best friend have been friends for like 22 years. Like I get it. We're
Yeah,
the
but
only
like
two left standing.
you also attract all of the other people like you.
Yeah.
And in it's just not, there's no longevity to that. It's just survival, right? So, but we stayed friends, and yeah, we've been talking about doing this for a while, and then we just impromptu recorded part of our phone call. We were just talking on the phone. That's all that was. I think it's honestly rude to call it a podcast. Just false advertising, but
Yeah, basically.
I think it did a good job of capturing just how we kind of just flow from one subject to another with pure chaos, chaotic abandon.
One brain
Yeah,
cell.
And so Blue, Mandy, True Crime Blonde, I met on YouTube back when I still had a channel and was trying to do the thing. And
Yes.
she's super sweet, super great, and she's actually a script writer.
Oh,
So
cool.
I started with Christina Randall of all people. But I've worked with Swoop when she was doing her like true crime docuseries. Like I wrote most of those. And then yeah, I've worked with lots of people. Dustin Daly, like that's just a few people. But yeah.
So she's a writer as well, but for YouTube. And I figured that was like a thing, but I didn't realize that it was such a thing. That even like channels, smaller channels like you think about scriptwriters, you think of like the channels that are like over 1 million subscribers, right? That they have like a whole production team. But it turns out even channels under that will hire scriptwriters, and it just never occurred to me that that was a thing. So I thought that was really, really cool. And so we got talking about it, specifically how poorly she's paid. Because criminal, the amount of work you do, so much work.
I was going to say, that sounds about right.
Yeah, right.
It's very unfortunate, but it sounds about right.
Writers being treated poorly? No.
Right?
They didn't
Isn't
just have
there
a writer's
something?
strike.
I was going to say, isn't there like something going on?
Oh, they won. They won. It's done. But there was a big strike.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because I heard
but it
that
doesn't,
video
like,
games
affect
were potentially
digital.
going to join that.
No, because most video game writers aren't unionized, and the unions that do exist for video game writers do not are the writers' guilds for TV and film, and they don't give a shit about us.
It was video game like voice actors and all that stuff.
Oh, they
had been approved. They had been approved to join.
Yeah, because actors were standing up with the writers for like Hollywood, and so ACTRA and stuff like that were looking into it, but not video game writers, not us. The unions don't treat us well, and
competition like on digital media as far as like YouTube and stuff. Like you have people who are undercutting you for like and taking like $30 for 20-page scripts. Like I don't know how they're turning it out, but they're doing it. So I don't see digital ever being able to get to a place where we can be paid well, like or right. Even.
But that's the problem with freelance writing in general, right? Is it's just everyone undercutting each other to get the contracts, which makes it extremely difficult to get work and earn good money from it. And so, yeah, that needs to change. I don't know
you
how
really have to build your portfolio, and like that can just take. I mean, my portfolio has just gotten to the point where like I feel proud of it, and I've been working at it since 2019.
Jeez, that is
so
a really
that's
long
like
time.
At least 30 scripts that I've written and that I have like cached. And it's just like, I mean, it took that long for me, and I have a degree. So I can't imagine how long it could take for somebody who doesn't have a degree or who doesn't think to even save their writing. Like there's so much implications around all of it. Like, I mean, it's all very gray.
Well, yeah, and it's kind of not that different from like conversations around child exploitation.
No, not at all. It's
or how
similar.
influencers exploit their family members, and how content creators in general exploit things.
Yeah. And it's like literally like with child actors, you have the Coogan law where they take 20% and they put it into an account for them. Why can't they do that for these kids on these
because
like 8 passengers? Why are those kids, like wild?
I actually just kind of kicked up a little bit of a fuss in the Facebook group because I heard, and by heard, my mod told me that the bio mom of Alicia Doherty's kinship kids, because I don't know if you know, but and left. She chose to not stay with Alicia Doherty.
I
And
heard about that.
which, good for her. Like, she was not thriving, so I'm glad that she's out of there. But I guess her mom was like posting on Facebook asking if anyone had a phone that they were giving away or selling, because her daughter needed a phone. And it was like, wait a second, Alicia didn't let her keep her phone? Did Alicia not let her keep anything? And
I could see that. I could see her being like, no, you leave with the clothes you came with. Like, I could totally see her doing that.
Guaranteed. And she, because she even said this, though, at one point, she had told an anecdote, I think it was last year, and she had claimed that the biomom had sold their Xbox. She had pawned it. And she had said at the time that, you know, like, she doesn't want, like, they can't take their expensive stuff with them if they leave, but, you know, they're welcome to come back and use them. But that was like her excuse like a year ago. And we don't even know if that's true, though.
Still.
It's gross.
Like, that's so disgusting still. Like, if you need to pawn something like that because you need to put food on the table, like, that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
Now, granted, if she was doing it for other purposes, like, yeah, that's wrong. And would I ever, like, pawn my kid's Switch? No, there's a lot of other things I would pawn first. But, like, I can still see it. There are some people who are not as blessed as Alicia. You know what I mean? Like, it's ridiculous.
And so the implication was that it was probably for drugs because the bio mother is a recovering addict. But it's first of all, it's disgusting because on top of it, Alicia Doherty showered those kids. She spoiled them, showered them in expensive gifts. I think birthday she spent over $1,000, and that was in July. Gave her money, gave her clothes, gave her furniture, gave her a ton of stuff, and I would be surprised if she got to keep any of it. And it was a kinship placement,
that's so sick.
It is sick because it was a kinship placement. It was understood that this was temporary. So why would you lavish children with tons of expensive things, clothing, equipment, furniture, gadgets, their heart's desire, knowing that they were leaving and likely, and especially if you weren't going to let them take any of it? Why would you do that to them?
It seems very much like my sister does this. Like, she will buy love. Like, that's her way. She buys it. She doesn't know how to be empathetic or, like, you know, give love to get love, none of that. So she just buys it. And she did that with her daughter. And, like, she's tried to do it with my daughter. And I just had to put a stop to it because it's like, you can't just fix something with a freaking toy. Like, you can't fix something with some new clothes. Like, you can't do that. And, like, it causes behavioral issues for the kids because they're like, they don't understand love the same. You know what I mean? They'll start equating these things with love. And then the bio mom may not be in the financial, like, she may not be able to keep that up.
Exactly.
And that could cause long-term ramifications. And it's like, if the actual purpose here is for the kids to go back to mom and for everything to be good, you wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? You would keep them equal with everybody else, but you would not lift them up on a bigger pedestal and kind of set these expectations that their mom can't keep up with.
Exactly. And at the time, because at Christmas last year, she had bought like $1,000 gold chain for Dee and had bought them $500 pairs of Nike sneakers and like crazy amounts of money. People a year ago were suspecting that she was doing it on purpose to either buy their affection, like shower them with stuff so that they'll stay, because they have a choice, right? In when the custody hearing came up this summer, or it was because she was planning to keep custody of the kids. She was planning to fight to adopt them. And that's sick as well, because she framed it on her platform as, oh, I'm helping a friend. I know this family personally. You know, these are people in need, and I'm helping them. This is to help them. But in reality, she didn't know the family personally. She went to high school with the bio mom. That's about as personally as she knew them. So that's, first of all, that's fucked. And then the bio mom didn't even know that Alicia was looking at taking her kids, because the bio mom was in the hospital when she met Alicia Doherty. The eldest son, had reached out in desperation because it was that or they went into the foster care system. So Alicia Doherty took advantage of a vulnerable situation, vulnerable children, and the mom with the explicit purpose of... And she even said it in the video.
Of growing her channel.
Exactly, because she even said it in the videos a year ago, you know, that they're mixed race, you know, they're biracial children. And she even said, you know, like, the unfortunate thing is in America, people don't want to adopt children of color. She said something to that effect, which, gross. So gross. So fucking gross.
Yeah, that is gross. And I don't know where she got her research on that. Like, I don't know if that's true, but I'd like to see her research. That's it.
Well, I think it's more she said the quiet part out loud.
Yeah.
Like, maybe don't say it.
She
Don't
does
say
that a lot.
She
She does
did.
that a lot.
She's been smartening up, but yeah, so I kind of kicked up a fuss in the Facebook group because I was like, "What?" And people were like, apparently I was ridiculous to expect N to keep her phone. People were like, "Well, you know, if she's paying for it, why would she give the girl that?" I'm like, "Why couldn't she transfer it? Like, why couldn't she buy the plan out? She makes $30,000 a month from social media. She can afford to do that."
Or this girl might need you at some point. She might need a safe communication line. She might need a way to communicate. Like, give her the phone. You know what I mean? Like, that makes no sense to me. Like, the phone would in no way hurt Alicia. It would only help her.
Yep.
If Anne needed something in the future, she could have reached out that way. But she can't now because you were being petty.
Yep. And it just proves that Alicia truly only viewed these children as commodities, props, diversity hires for her channel, and not children that she truly cared about. And I'm so sorry, Blue, that we got into this tangent, but it's just
I'm just that raccoon. That's it. I'm just that raccoon. I have nothing to contribute to this conversation.
Well, I think you do, but it's okay. It's all good. This is the warm up, anyways. This is just the settling into a conversational tone so that we can then do the thing, and the thing.
Words.
Do the thing.
Do the thing.
It's just a raccoon.
Aren't we all a little bit of a raccoon?
Yes.
I identify as trash panda, so I'm cool with that.
So, did you, Blue, have any stories that you wanted to? I want you to tell your passport story to Mandy because it's gonna blow her fucking mind.
And I just fucking added to it today.
I know, which is why I invited her, because I'm like, well, shit. You just told me the story. I was gonna wait a little, but now you have like a new chapter of this ongoing saga of the universe just not letting you.
If I go again tomorrow and they tell me again that they're not going to take the pictures and I have to get them redone, I'm going to be so fucking mad.
Okay,
like, so fucking mad.
You have to give Mandy context now. You got to tell her the story.
So I've been attempting to get my passport for years. The first time I went and got my photos done, the lady there was at Walmart, of all places. Why I went there, I don't know. But the lady was about to go on lunch, so she was in quite a rush instead of just doing the job and then going to lunch.
Typical Walmart.
So she took the photos and then quickly stamped them and didn't really put them in the booklet properly, and I didn't know that. And so she stamped them, she didn't put them in the booklet properly, handed it to me, and kind of like shoved me out the door. And then I got outside and the pictures fell out because they weren't in the booklet right, and smudged the ink on the back of them, so they were unusable. And it was in an area that I don't generally go to, like this Walmart that I went to. And when I turned around, like, she was gone. She had flipped the sign. Like, it was going to be an hour before she came back, and I didn't have that time to wait. So I was like, it's a waste of money. Second time I went and got them done. Which time was this?
The second time.
Yeah, no, but like I'm trying to think of like which one this was. Anyways, so I've gotten my passport photos done 8 times now.
Yeah, but you have to tell her the story because every single instance is hilarious.
Well, so there has been like that, smudge the ink. There has been a time where I got them done, brought them home, got something spilled on them, so I couldn't use them.
Oh my God.
Had a time where they were done and they like stuck together weird, and when I tried to pull them apart, it like ripped off like part of my face on one of the images, so they were unusable. There was another time where I got them done and there was like a weird defect in the image, and I couldn't use them, even though like they assured me there when I got them done, like, oh, it's fine, it's not like on your face or anything, like you're fine, you can use it. It, you know, they won't, they can like touch that out.
You poor thing.
No, wasn't allowed to use them. I know that there's been other times, and for some reason my brain is just like completely spacing, but the most recent ones, I went and got them done at the end of July, and the girl, I'm watching her, and I don't know why I didn't think to check them like right there in the store, but I'm watching the girl. She prints them off, she stamps them, she puts in the booklet, and she's looking at them, and she kind of makes a face, and then she closes the booklet and hands it to me, and she goes,
Great sign.
They should be fine, but if they're not, just come back with your receipt and we'll do them again for free.
You're just like, okay.
Yeah. I was just like, okay, that's, you know, I'm gonna trust you.
Yeah, I'm no going to reason to trust her with your track record, but you're like, yeah, it's fine.
You know how to do your job, okay? So I leave, I go home, I look at them. On one of them, the stamp where it says like guarantor signature and stuff, like half of it is missing. And on the other one, which apparently she wasn't supposed to stamp both of them, but she stamped both of them. And on the other one, she stamped the date upside down. So they were not usable. So I went back in the next time I had like a chance to, and I took my receipt and I was like, look, this is what happened. And I'm pretty sure the girl was aware that she messed up, but didn't want to retake them or redo them. So like, I don't know. Can you fix this for me? And the lady there was like, yeah, absolutely. So she takes the pictures and she prints them out, she stamps them, and she brings them over and she shows them to me and she goes, how do you like this? And I'm looking at it, I'm like, the stamp, part of the stamp is missing. And I was like, is that gonna be okay? Because the last time it was. And she looked at it and she goes, you know what? I'm going to reprint them. So she goes over and she reprints them and she stamps them and she looks at them and she goes, Jesus fucking Christ. And she throws them out and she prints them for a third time. And then she stamps them and she gives them to me and she's like, okay, these ones are good. You don't have anything to worry about with these ones. The stamp is good. The pictures are good. You're great. Those are the ones that I went with today to the
wait, you didn't
passport
tell
office.
The part about your car.
What?
There was a whole bit with your car.
Oh, yeah, that was with the,
Keep in mind, Mandy, she doesn't live, like, she's in the country like me. It takes, like, at least half an hour to get to any of these friggin' places. So it's not like she can just run down the street to the passport photo kiosk and get it fucking done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that day when I got them redone, like the ones that I had today, when I first got them that day, I was like, okay, I'm gonna make sure that like I don't, like nothing happens to these. So I had originally put them in my purse, but when I got into my car, I was like, you know what, I don't want to risk them getting, you know, smushed in my purse or anything. So I took them out and I put them in the center console very securely of my car. And then I went like basically across the road to the grocery store and picked up some groceries. Got back in my car after putting all the groceries in, double checked that they were still there, which they were. I was like, oh, thank goodness. So I drove home, I parked the car, I go to grab them, and they're not fucking there. And I was like, what the fuck? No, I knew they were there. Where the fuck did they go? And so I'm like, maybe I put them back in my purse for some reason. So I tore apart my purse. There was nothing in my purse. I was like, fuck, maybe they somehow got buried underneath some of these receipts that I have in my car. So I like tore apart the center console. They weren't there. And I was like, oh my God, how?
All you did was drive the car.
We're driving from the grocery store.
So bad.
How the fuck?
This is the type of stuff that happens to me.
Tell me you have ADHD without fucking telling me.
I got out of the car and I turned the flashlight on my phone and I'm like, okay, they've got to be somewhere in the car because there's no way they got out of the car. I don't roll my windows down when I'm driving because I find the air pressure change really hurts my ears. So I always leave my windows up. I'm looking around, I look under my seat and there's the booklet and it's there and it's closed. And I was like, oh, thank fuck. I pick it up and I open it up and one of the fucking pictures isn't there.
Oh my god.
I was like, how? How the fuck? How? And so I'm looking underneath my seat as best as I fucking can. And the other picture is face down, like perfectly centered underneath my driver's seat at an area where I had to like mangle my hand to get in there and grab it in order to not like mess it up. But I got it. And I brought it in the house and I was like, oh my God, thank fuck that I found them. Thank fuck that they're okay. Like I was so relieved. And then I was so pumped about going today and getting this done. And I get there and the lady opens up the booklet and she's looking at the pictures and she's paused. And I'm like, oh no. I knew this was gonna fucking happen. Oh no. And I was like, is there something wrong? And she goes, well, there's a little bit of a shadow on one side of your face, and I don't think they're going to accept them.
Fucking Passport Canada, man.
And I was like, really? Because like this is like my third time in the past few months of getting these done. And she was like, oh, really? I was like, yeah. And she's like, well, I could submit them.
Just do it. Just do it, lady.
Well, she's like, I could submit them and maybe they can use like the lighting and stuff and touch it up, but there's a good chance that they're going to reject them. And she's like, let me just show you what I mean. So she was like, she took one of the pictures over and photocopied it and brought me the photocopy. And she was like, do you see how dark it is on this side of your face with the photocopy? And I was like, oh, yeah, that's bad. And she was like, yes, now I could submit them and you would probably hear back from them by, November 2nd, but I'm traveling at the end of November. So I don't really have a lot of time to waste.
Yeah.
So I was like, what if I go and get them redone today and come back tomorrow? And she was like, I think that would be your safest bet. So I had to go and get them done for like the 8th fucking time today. And even then, when I'm there, the lady was like, oh, you have a little bit of shine on your forehead. Can you take a napkin and pat that dry? I was like, okay. So I did that. And she fucking takes the pictures. She goes over to the computer. She comes back. She goes, okay, you need to pat like this section of your face now. I'll fucking do that. She takes the pictures again. She goes, oh, you need to pat the end of your nose because it's shiny too. Jesus fucking Christ. She had to take my pictures like 4 or 5 times before it was acceptable.
Oh my god. Like I developed photos when I was like 20 and they never give you any like I worked for Rite Aid, which is like it's part of a bigger thing now, but it's just a little like CVS. And they gave me absolutely no instruction on how to take passport photos. None. So I'm imagining all these people that you've went to having like no idea. Just no idea what they're doing. Just like, yep, okay. Yeah, maybe that'll work.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming. But it's been such a hassle, and like my sister was with me today, and she kept making jokes about how the universe is telling me that I shouldn't be traveling.
But she's not
And
wrong
like,
at this point. This is like the 15th
Yeah, not wrong.
time.
No, fuck the universe. I'm traveling. You can't stop me.
I'm gonna make a cross stitch of that. Fuck the universe. I'm traveling.
Yes.
Oh my god. I swear to God, if you manage to get this done and then you go on a flight and something bad happens, I'm gonna fucking chain you to my house.
Oh, yeah.
If you
I mean,
just be like,
the
"You're not
only thing
allowed,
I
sorry."
can see happening, it's bad, is the plane crashing. In which case, you're not gonna be able to chain me anywhere because I'm gonna be dead.
I mean, it's a very high percentage chance, yes, you will not make it, but I'm obviously rooting for the low percentage of survival. We are
We
friends.
don't know. You might be like Bruce Willis in that Unbreakable movie. You might be fine.
Shit.
I'm not that lucky.
Clearly.
I'm actually extremely
As
The
demonstrated.
girls went 8 times.
I have never like won anything in my life. Like even
the
like
saddest thing.
like even like I've been given scratch tickets. I've bought scratch tickets. I've bought other like your quick picks, your 649 or whatever, your lotto tickets and stuff like that. I've never even won $2.
Oh my goodness.
I always get try again.
Oh no.
You should get that tattoo. Just like try again.
Try again.
Try again. That's just my fucking
That's a
life.
perfect transplant. Try again.
Oh my god, especially if you do the back door.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Try again. No. Oh man.
Well, I hope it works out. I hope these are good.
Yes, I'm praying because like I don't want to have to drive all the way there. It's like a 45-minute drive to the passport office. And the one that I go to thankfully doesn't have a huge wait, but it's still a long drive.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question. Just ADHD and me. But how far are you traveling if you went by car? Like all your trips to the passport office, would they add up to maybe the amount that you're traveling?
We measure in time
more
in
than
Canada.
Yeah. I would say like over a day.
8 times 45. I'm trying to do that. Is anybody good at math? 8 times 45.
No, I have dyscalculia, bestie.
Well, that's just to the passport office that I have went to. That is not to like places where I went and got photos done.
Oh God.
You've
So you
probably
probably could have driven. Oh.
Well,
I hate that. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna be going to Las Vegas at the end of November, which is kind of funny because I'm not a partier and I don't gamble.
You're the worst person to go to Las Vegas. Although they have drag shows, so
I was just saying they have other things. They have other things. Yes, they have
the
drag
stuff
shows
during the day apparently.
Cirque
it is.
du Soleil.
Oh yeah,
Cirque du Soleil is a big thing that I really want to go see.
To Las Vegas, see Cirque du Soleil when it's from Quebec.
Apparently, the performance in Las Vegas is like exceptional.
Oh yeah, it has to be.
Yeah, that's true because it's Vegas.
It's Vegas.
Yeah. Vegas, baby.
That's correct. Just don't get married while you're out there.
Oh no, I'm good.
You better fucking not. You do something like that, you get like a Vegas wedding, and I'm not there.
And I met him.
Swear to fuck.
I'm gonna marry some random lady that I meet in a casino.
You won't even be drunk. That's the worst part. You'll just be like, okay.
Yeah, this sounds like a great idea. Let's do it.
I'll be drunk on life.
Oh, fuck off. What life? You don't gamble. You don't drink.
I don't like loud sounds.
Bright lights, honestly, flashing lights. It's a sensory overload. Why? Why go? I know why you're going.
I'm with her there. I know the sensory overload, and I don't know how I'd feel about Vegas with that.
Well, I have my loops, so I'll be taking those with me. If you don't know what those are, they're
the ear thingies, right?
Yeah, they're like earplugs that don't completely block out sound. Like they block out distant sound, but your immediate sound, like if you're having a conversation with somebody, you can still talk to them. Or if you're watching TV, you can still watch TV and hear it. But it really helps to drown out. Yeah, they're really weird looking. They do look like little like earbuds or whatever the frick they're called.
Do they feel funny though?
No, they're actually quite comfortable, and they come with a few different ends so that you can adjust it to fit your ear well.
Cool.
They're, at least the ones that I have, they're made of silicone and they're very comfortable.
How much did you pay for them? Because I remember when TikTok, my algorithm was pushing them. But I looked at them, they were expensive.
I got them from Amazon and they were pretty cheap. The silicone, the ones that are fully silicone are pretty cheap. Give me a sec here and I can tell you.
Nice.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll have to look into those for my daughter because she has really bad sensory, like with her ears. And if it feels funny, like she hates it. So,
yeah.
But if it feels good,
yeah, I find them quite comfortable.
Sorry, inappropriate because you were just talking about your daughter, but you know what I mean. But a lot of the creators who were recommending loops that I saw on TikTok, like they were neurodivergent creators. They were ADHD moms or autistic moms who got them to help deal with the sensory overwhelm of their environment, especially with children.
$34.95.
What? Okay, they were not that when I looked at them like 2 years ago. They were like 200.
The other versions, they have other versions of them that are a lot more expensive. But yeah, these ones, at least on Amazon, the Loop store on Amazon sells them for quite cheap.
Ooh, you can get them in gold for $50.
Yeah, but they have like full flexible silicone that you can even use them for sleep if you want. I haven't used them for sleep mainly because I'm paranoid of losing one because I move around so much at night.
I mean, how much more brain damage can
I
you
get
truly
that.
suffer at this point, though?
No, but I don't want to lose it in the room.
Oh.
Like I want to make sure that I keep them. I don't want to lose it like in my head. I don't
Like,
think I'm
you
gonna
meant
lose it in my head.
It's like, I mean,
No.
what's the worst that could happen at this point? You could probably stick a bunch of crayons up your nose and it'd be fine.
And
That's
I
not
have
an
been
insult.
in,
That's
like,
love.
some dark TikTok hell where I'm watching people like pull beads out of like their baby's nose, and it
No.
freaks me out so bad. Oh, it freaks me out so bad. Ugh.
No, thank you. Mm-mm. I don't know what's up with your algorithm, but that's a hard fucking pass. Don't even think about it, TikTok.
No, thank
TikTok
you.
hates me. It absolutely hates me. Like anything I want to know, it's like, no, you need to know this. And like, this is nothing related. And then I end up like 4 hours later, just completely lost. I don't even know what I was doing to begin with.
But that's how the algorithm ebbs and flows. Did you guys see? Actually, there was a TikTok I saw recently that I wanted to talk about. It was like a U.S. military person he's stationed in Germany, and he caught his wife on camera trying to poison him. I guess his wife had been trying to kill him by putting bleach in their coffee.
Oh shit.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I guess he had noticed, like, for like 2 or 3 weeks that the coffee suddenly started tasting really bad. And
Yeah.
after like 2 weeks of like horrible tasting coffee, and I'm assuming his wife doesn't drink coffee, he started testing it with test strips, and it started testing really high for chlorine. And so he set up like a little nanny cam, and like he started filming himself testing it and documenting it all. And like he even filmed himself filling up the coffee pot from the sink and testing the water after he filled the pot to show that it didn't have chlorine in it to make coffee. He showed there was one clip where he opened the coffee machine and it was just bubbling, like soap bubbles from the bleach from when the machine was boiling the water. And then he managed to catch his wife pouring from a little cup of something into the water and like looking around to see if anyone was watching, and then like sniffing it to see if it was noticeable.
Do we know why she was trying to kill him?
Money. To get the life insurance. But so he's alleging she was trying to kill him, but I mean, you can't really kill someone with some bleach in a coffee maker. Like, it's watered down. At best, you're poisoning them very slowly, and over time, the damage from the bleach to your insides might kill you, but that's a
that's what I was thinking.
It's
like, I know people who, this is terrible, but like
I know
when
people.
I was going to like like when I did NA meetings or whatever, I would literally, people would be like, I drink a cup full of bleach because it will like null and void your drug test. So I know it won't kill you, like a cap full won't or whatever. But I can imagine that you're going to the bathroom for like 3 days straight and it's awful.
Yeah, but if you drink enough of it, it will kill you, right? But like, it kills you by shredding your insides. It doesn't
Yeah, like,
it directly kill you. It just destroys your organs and you bleed to death on the inside.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
So anyways, they're getting divorced, and like there's this whole criminal trial and stuff. But what I couldn't understand was how do you go 2-3 weeks drinking horrible coffee and not start like fixing it? Like changing the coffee brand, changing the coffee maker, making the coffee yourself. Like, I would be hovering over her to like make, like, what are you doing? Like, after I've exhausted all like methods of like, okay, show me how the fuck you're making coffee so I can figure out why it suddenly tastes bad. And like, he just,
yeah, like that, none of that makes sense because my husband is a coffee drinker and I'm not. And if I made him coffee that tasted bad, he would look at me and ask if I was poisoning him.
yeah, be like, what the fuck is wrong with us? Like, my partner makes all the coffee.
I think it also has to go with the level of trust you've had with your partner beforehand too. Like, especially if they've been, making coffee for you for a long time. Even if it tastes bad, you might ask, like, why does it taste different? And they might be like, I don't know, maybe it's the water or something. And what reason would you have to not accept that?
My spiteful ass would go drink the water and be like, it tastes fine.
Yeah.
But like, because I've been with my partner forever, and if the coffee tomorrow, because he's the one that makes the coffee, started tasting fucking weird, I'd be like, what are you doing to this coffee? And then I would just be problem solving it. Like, I wouldn't let it go.
Yeah, but see, I don't know. I'm looking at it from like my point of view. And the way that, we just talked about how fucking too trusting I am.
This coffee tastes weird. Okay.
I feel like the coffee tastes weird, but I think what I would do is probably just not drink coffee for a while.
And I love that you have that
I would
luxury.
divert as well. Or just go like by Starbucks or something on the way to base. Like there's so many ways to solve this.
Well, and I'm more of a
Poor
tea
guy.
person anyway. I'm not
Yeah.
big on coffee. I like my tea, but I'm just trying to look at it from like how I would probably approach it from his point of view. Like he probably like the idea that she was poisoning him probably didn't even initially come to his brain because that's
No,
his
I feel
wife
you
and he
there.
loves her.
Probably not.
He's probably not obsessive
I do
enough to
wonder how
hyper
long they were
focus
together
on it.
now. I mean, you know, in the military, they do have to be there at like 6. Like you don't have a huge amount of time in the morning to worry about that stuff. So
Yeah.
And he's a dude.
that could play a part.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. A dude.
He's a dude. Men, and I'm not saying it to be, guys are mad, but a little bit more trusting of wives doing food prep. Just a little bit. In
Yeah.
my experience, not saying it's a global experience, but you don't tend to question it as much.
No, because if you do, like, well, if my husband questioned me, I'd be like, I ain't never making your coffee again. Go in there and make your own. Like,
sorry, you don't
that
fucking
would
like
straight
it?
up be like, yeah, like you didn't like it? You can go home.
You got fucking legs?
That's totally okay with me.
Your hands aren't
Totally
broken?
okay.
See, I can't take that attitude because I don't make the fucking coffee, so we say thank you. But you still know I would hound him. I would chase him across the country wanting to know why this coffee tastes wrong, and he knows it, so
I
I'm
know.
sure
Like that's the thing. That's the thing that I don't get. Like I would want to know why you were doing it. I would like keep filming you and stop drinking coffee. Like I would want to know what your reasoning for it was. Like how was I such a bad spouse that you just want to off me like with the coffee?
so poorly, no less.
I know. Like
So
you couldn't even
poorly.
cover it up. Like you couldn't even get like some chocolate notes or something to like make it better. Like
You couldn't
That's
even like
feeding me
make
crap.
it so that it actually would kill him.
yeah.
Or like
You
use
had 2
something that
weeks,
would
girl.
actually successfully do it, but you just bleach. We're just gonna like, why not like
I mean, that was my
poison?
first thought, and that's terrible. But like, if you
If you're gonna do it,
if you
do it
used
well.
Antifreeze, if you used antifreeze, like they're gonna find all these things in the autopsy. They're gonna find bleach. They're gonna find antifreeze, just the same. So why wouldn't you just
Just fuck
use
it.
something you know works? Like
I love
that's
the
so wrong to
logic.
think that way. But
They're gonna find it anyway, so you might as well do it right.
well, she's not going like the oleander route or even like the magic mushroom
Well-
route. Like she's just going for all the things that pop in a tox
Well,
screen.
I was gonna say there's definitely different things that you could use that are either not traceable or they dissipate from the system so quickly that it's likely they aren't going to be detected by the time an autopsy is done.
But we've established she's dumb because she used
She's
bleach
dumb.
in the coffee maker.
it's-
So
she's dumb.
she's not thinking.
dumb.
She's
Let's just
not
put it there.
thinking like, oh, I'm
Hold
gonna
on, maybe
inject
she
this
used
thing.
Bleach. Maybe she used bleach, and her defense was going to be, I was cleaning the coffee maker every day with bleach. Like I didn't add any bleach. I was just cleaning it out.
I mean, that's not how you
What, honey?
descale your coffee maker.
It'll
immediately turn your
Yeah.
inside out and throw up your.
Hold on one sec. Oh, my husband said that like if you drink enough bleach, basically it's gonna make your stomach turn inside out, and you're gonna throw your guts up, basically.
Yeah, it liquefies.
Yeah.
Like there's no.
Oh, so like immediately like bleeding from the inside.
next 2 minutes, it's gonna make you sick, and then you get violently sick. And when you get violently sick, you bleed while you're throwing up. You can't. It doesn't just soak in.
Okay.
Okay, if you now if say
The
they're allergic
husband's
to
involved.
peanuts, in there they can drink it and pull it.
Yeah, see, my husband's like he's finding a better way to do it. He's like, are they allergic to peanuts? Just put some peanuts in there.
Exactly. There's so many plants on the side of the road that'll do it really well.
Coffee,
Thank you, honey.
no downside.
He's like, no downsides here. I love this logic.
I just love that he got so into it. He's like, that's like, oh, I love it. I just love the need to be like, that will just liquefy your innards. It's no good. It's like, yeah, it's not like she's clearly stupid.
Yeah, like we've all determined she's stupid.
Dumb as bricks.
That's
If you
terrible.
want to get your life insurance, you want to get the money, honey.
If you're gonna do a job,
smart. You gotta
do
be
it
smart.
right.
I'm not advocating for, killing your husband, but if you're gonna do it,
Do it right.
plan.
If you're gonna do something wrong, you better do it right.
You'll only get one chance, or you're going to jail.
She
Like,
had
one
many
chance, and then you're
chances.
locked up. 2 weeks, like that's crazy to me. He didn't even ask for 2 weeks. Like
He almost
he's not
deserves
the
it.
brightest bulb either.
He almost deserves it,
He
in my
almost
opinion.
deserves. He's dumb, so he deserved it.
You're too trusting.
Oh,
I thought that was a really interesting story because it's just like, what? Oh, like it's almost up there with this other TikTok story I heard about some college kid who got food poisoning for eating leftovers that he had just left sitting in his room for a week instead of refrigerating it, because apparently nobody taught him what refrigerators are for.
I don't
God.
like that. I don't know.
Really?
I don't like
You
that.
sound fine.
I hate it. I hate it.
Wow, that's awful.
How do you eat that though? Like, how do you open the takeout container and whatever, like, just miasma of spoiled that just like a cloud that comes out, makes a skull shape in the air,
Beard.
and then
Beard.
Yeah.
and then
Neckbeard.
possible mold, and then eat it.
Ugh.
Like, it was probably slimy.
It had to be. Like, it had to be nasty.
It was both
Like,
fuzzy
that had to be,
and
like,
slimy.
Oh.
Sorry, it might be a little too descriptive, but
Well, like,
and then you eat
this
it.
also, yeah, that's disgusting. But, like, going back to the wife trying to poison her husband for the insurance money,
Which is more
there was
palatable.
a story about this woman. This woman, like, she killed a husband, but she also killed her baby. Like, she took the pacifier and there was a recall on it. And it was because, like, the plastic tip was coming off from, like, the actual pacifier part. You know what I'm talking about?
Mhm.
And, like, she, I guess, loosened it and, like, made it to where the baby, like, sucked it off and got it stuck in its throat and, like, literally killed her baby for, like, and they had to catch her through the husband because she poisoned him with oleander. But she was having, like, all these weird deaths in her life, and, like, they ended up finding out it was her.
Fuck her to the end of time. Let's yeet her into a volcano. Let's tie her to the top of a mountain and let Carry On just feast on her living body. I can't do people who kill small children or babies. I can't do it. I can't.
No, like, how can you do that? Like, a little baby, too. Like, I think 7 months. Like, a little bitty baby. Like,
Nope, I can't.
For money. For something as dirty as money.
Nope. My friggin' TikTok algorithm got me again with another true crime story that had flashes, like, almost immediately of a small child's crime scene photos. And I'm assuming because TikTok heard me talk about it last time, and it was like, oh, you like that? And I really wish these creators wouldn't. If you're gonna make...
It's not hard. Like, I don't understand why
warning,
the
maybe?
actual, like, autopsy, the coroner's office, aren't redacting these photos. There's no reason they should be given out, period.
Well, these
In
weren't
any
autopsy.
FOIA,
These
in
were just
anything.
crime scenes. So it was like as the child had been found, which is
no.
worse.
Yeah, that is worse. And, like, see, the police departments can redact all this information. Like, they can. It's possible. It's just they aren't.
And then idiots post it. So that happened to me again, and I was really not happy about it because, like, again, like we talked about last time, Blue, I can't, it's my least favorite form. It's not my favorite at all. It's like, it's the form of true crime that just, I can't deal with it anymore. I had a hard time before I became a mom.
And it doesn't seem to have a point. Like, it doesn't have a point to me.
It's just a shock.
Like, yeah, it's just awful. I can't do those stories either. I've done, I think, 3 total that involve children, and every time it just makes me sick, and then I obsess over it. Like the Letitia Stouch thing, like I just immerse myself in that, and like I don't even know why I did. Like I hate everything about that woman. She's
I don't even know why I did this. It was horrible.
You know, my TikTok doesn't race me with stuff like that. What I get is weird VR chats of anime characters doing stupid things.
That sounds benign.
Animal stuff, and cursed videos of fucked up Furbies.
I love those videos.
Oh my god.
Yes,
dude, we
with
have
the
a
fucking
Furby, and my daughter swears it is cursed. Like she swears that thing is cursed.
Furbies,
like
Furbies are
found
cursed.
it. Oh my god. Oh, don't send me any cursed Furby videos. I'll be
with the weird like wiggle worm things, and
where they've been modded to be like worms, and then they have like weird plastic hands. Did you see the one with
but like those they're toys, the wiggle worms or whatever, the fuzzy worms,
the glowworm thingies?
Worms. No.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
These
Worms.
these fuzzy worms. Let me get you a picture.
Yeah, fuzzy worms is you're gonna have to narrow it down a little bit more, I think, because I'm thinking of the Furbies that have been turned into worms.
Well, I mean, there's that, but these fucking copy image.
Poor Manny's like
I did
Furbies
not
that have
know
been
that
turned
the
into
Furby
worms.
lore went so far.
These fucking worms.
Oh, I saw a guy made a jacket out of those.
Yes, well, so many of the cursed videos I get of the Furbies, it's like these weird toys. Like one of them, they like cook these worms and then cut open a weird modded Furbies and it bursts them out.
Yes, I saw that one where it was, and it had the weird plastic hands to like to spoon them out of the actual boiling pot of water.
Yes.
Yeah, it was bizarre.
Yes.
It was a weird art piece.
Oh my god, I do not wish your TikTok feed on me at all.
I think you might find yourself more at home in our algorithm though, because it's not that horrifying. It's just weird.
Mine's all drama. Like, it's just drama. That's all. Because like
And it
my
needs a little
YouTube
bit of
is true
Furby.
crime, but
The odd time I get drama stuff, I get some, I don't know how, because I wasn't ever looking for it, but I'm somehow in like the weird part of book talk.
Oh yeah, it's always pushing weird book talk on me too.
But mainly like, I mean, there's a one girl that I really freaking love, and I can't remember her name right now, but she reads like little things from books of where men have tried to write women in like sexual situations and shit, and it's just so horrible. Like talking about how women can like control their menstruation, or like because she loved him so much and he wanted to have sex, she turned off her menstruation.
We can do that.
God.
Like,
No,
like, just like stupid,
Step
stupid
aside,
shit
true
like
love's
this,
kiss.
right?
I got true love's period.
And like,
Oh my God.
I'll have to link some of them here sometimes, because they're like, sometimes they're so fucking funny, but like somehow I don't know, from
Next
watching
episode,
her hilarious.
You need to come prepared with just your favorite quotes from that series, and you just read them to us.
Yes.
I need
that.
Okay.
I need it. I need it 100%.
She's really funny when she reads them and her reaction to them. So I will definitely have to go through and like write a bunch of them down. But somehow that has led me into unintentionally into monster love book talk.
Oh God. No.
And there's this one non-binary individual who reviews them. They say, you know, you recommend it, I'm gonna read it, and then they talk about, you know, the books. They talked about the dinosaur ones. Have you seen those?
I haven't, but
No.
I know a girl who was writing Dinosaur Erotica.
There are dinosaur I'm looking it up right now. There are dinosaur romance novels.
Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. It's
I'm
a whole genre.
So lucky I'm older. I'm so lucky I was born in the 80s, because
You're
I was
the
like
same age
16
as
to
us.
20, and this was like a community. Like I would have been balls deep in the book talk community.
You would be
like
balls
I would have been
deep
all about it.
into the dinosaur porn. Get it.
I love some like historical romance. Like, oh my God, that's
Jurassic
my
Park
stuff.
that ass.
Like that's right.
Wet hot Allosaurus summer.
Oh my God.
Triceratops in bottom. These are, I believe these are by Lola Foss. Okay.
Oh my God.
I forgot. I forgot about it. Oh my God. Yes, it is a whole thing though, and there's like a whole like larger genre of just
Supersaurus Spring Break. Tyrannosaurus Sext.
Oh my God.
Sexed with the T-Rex.
I love word
Dino Stud. How Stego got his groove back.
Oh my God.
How? Tell us how.
Sex Slaves of the Spinosaurus. Mile High Pterodactyl Club.
I looked up like I looked up like the worst tropes in these books, and like, oh my God, like some of these are awfully harmful, like falling for your boss, teacher, or sibling.
Oh yeah.
Falling for your R word or abuser. Like,
yeah.
Wow.
They're like some of them are like terrifying. But like a lot of, at least the ones that this individual like reviews, a lot of them are just kind of like really funny. Like I personally have really no interest in romance, but just listening to like the reviews of these books, I'm like, why? Why is that something
Yeah.
that you like? I don't like. Some of them don't even like anatomically make any fucking sense, or like they'll be like these
No.
weird blob creatures that have magic and they magically rearrange their human partners inside so that their members will fit.
What?
I
Like, I used to read a ton of historical romance, and what I loved about it, I read like female writers, and they would talk about how much it sucked. Like, these women would go back in time or whatever, and they'd be like, there's no air conditioning, it's hot, I have dust in places I shouldn't have dust. Like, they were talking about how horrible it was. And it's like, I like that. I don't like the shape-shifting like weirdness. I can't. My mom does like vampire stuff though. She's like super kicked in with like the vampire love romance, weird, he's a detective and all kind of weirdness.
The only romance novel I ever read, I stole from my mother's end table. As a teenager.
Oh, all mine were my mom. Like all the ones I read were my mom's.
It's the best. It's the best cache of like romance. And the one that I took, it was about time travel. And I'm a sci-fi girly, okay? And I read it, and it was about a woman who was basically on one of those like paddle steamboat thingies in New Orleans or whatever. And she falls off while she's at like a Halloween party or whatever. She falls off, falls into the river, into the Mississippi. And I don't know if that's where, if New Orleans is on the, I don't know. Okay. I don't know. But like, so she falls in the water, and when she kind of washes ashore, gets rescued, she's in like the 18th century during the slaving times.
That was one of
but we
my
gloss
favorite.
over it.
Like, it was very similar to that.
But it was,
they
and
do
she
gloss
falls
over
in
it.
love with the gentleman. She cross dresses as a man because she's a modern 90s woman. And like, she falls in love, and she ends up like deciding to I don't know, but I was like, it was actually a really well written book, and I tried her other like romance novels, and none of them compared to that one. Somehow the first one I ever picked ended up being the best one.
No, I've done the same thing. There's
Chasing
one
the high.
very similar to that. Like, they were like seeing, it was a guy from the 1800s, and he was seeing this chick from like the 2000s in a mirror, and it was like a magic mirror type deal. And she ended up traveling, and like, you know, they ended up traveling together in the end and coming to like modern times. But yeah, like, it was the best out of the whole series. Like, I'm with you. Sometimes you just pick a winner.
The only quote romance book that I've ever attempted to read was given to me by my mom, and she did not warn me before I started reading it that it was a hardcore BDSM book written by Anne Rice.
Oh my God.
About Sleeping Beauty.
That's so your mom,
Jesus.
though.
Yeah, it was. I think
man.
I got like halfway through the first book, and I was like, no.
It's
no.
like, oh my God.
I mean, the prince, in order to wake her up,
Does he R-word her?
yeah, he essays her.
Yeah.
Well, that's
wake
what
her
happened in
up.
the original.
Yeah, well, in the original, it was a king, and she didn't wake up
She
from
doesn't.
it.
No, she just gives birth to a bunch of babies.
Yeah, and when the
Still
babies
asleep.
bite her boobies,
Yeah.
she wakes up.
Yeah.
But then she finds that king and marries him. Like, what the fuck? That's stupid.
He's her baby daddy.
That is stupid.
That
That is stupid. That is really stupid.
In this Anne Rice book, she wrote it under a pen name. There's like I think
She
it's
didn't want to
3
muddy
books.
her reputation with the vampires.
Well,
Right.
well, she so the prince wakes her up and takes her back to his kingdom, where his mother, I guess, takes in princes and princesses from other kingdoms to teach them
The wayward kingdom for princes and
discipline.
princesses.
Yeah, where she teaches them
Wow.
discipline through, like, her family teaches them discipline through, like, sex slavery. And it's like, what the fuck? So she is forced
What?
to be naked
What
all the time.
fuck?
At one point, they clamp jewels to, like, her nipples and her downstairs lips and force her to crawl on her hands and knees through a room of people.
Is Anne Rice okay?
I know she like Sleeping Beauty meets this slave boy there that she gets feelings for. Like, they get feelings for each other, and the prince doesn't like that, so he diddles this guy and like forces him like over her lap while he does it, so she has to look this guy in the face while he's giving it to him good.
I don't think Anne Rice is okay. Blink
I know
twice
that
if you need help, Anne.
there is a torture room where they get punished.
How old were you, by the way, when your mom gave you this book?
I was a teenager.
Just indiscriminate teenager.
I'm sorry. You were just so trusting.
I remember the scene very vividly because it was one of the things that made me close the book.
Just close it slowly.
It was a punishment room.
1 million zillion jillion dillion cotillion times later.
That actually kind of reminds me of like what's her name? Not Marie Laveau, but the other one, like the lady that did all the stuff, the slaves in New Orleans. I'm trying to think of her name. Crap. They had they basically butchered the story on American Horror Story, but they talked about her, like Kathy Bates was the character. That was actually the person. But like, I went to New Orleans and they told like about the things they found in there, and she was doing some serious, like trying to like take people, like an arm off one person and put it on another. Like, it was very, very odd.
It was very much, This is horrible, by the way. I can't believe your mom just gave that to you. It's like, you'll love it.
Oh, you poor thing.
But at the same time, it's such your mom.
Yeah. Well, and yeah, I never went back to that series.
I know
for a while after that, she had asked me, "Have you finished the book yet? Have you finished the book yet? Do you think you're gonna read the next one? Have you finished the book yet?" And I'm like, "You haven't even read past this book. What are you talking about? Leave me alone. I don't want to read it."
My mom did something really similar with me because I was terrified of It, the movie, like the old one.
Oh my God.
So she was like, "Read the book. Read the book."
As a teenager.
Oh, okay.
See, I'm terrified of clowns, but not deliberately scary clowns.
Yeah, and see, like, the book was so much worse. So, like, I read it, and, like, I'm done. And my mom's like, "So how you feeling?" And I'm like, terrified. Like, completely terrified. Forever. Traumatized. Like, was that what you were going for? It was like, and, you know, I'm sure my vocabulary is doubled because that's what Stephen King is good at.
That book was about 300 words too long. And it had a whole bunch of stuff
like
at the end. It did not, well, it was over 1,000, but, like, it had stuff at the end that was like, do we really need it? Do we need to make the pact amongst all the kids? Doing...
I know, like, that was so weird.
Do we need to? Are you okay, Steven? No,
I don't think he is. You know, his
he was
writing,
doing a lot of
if you've
drugs
read any
back
of
then.
it, if you've read any of his writing since his accident, it's dark. Like, he has definitely taken a turn.
So, yes, I have. He did a true crime horror series, like Supernatural, and I read one of them and it was okay. And I've been meaning to, I bought another one, but it's like in the wrong point in the timeline, so I gotta find the middle one. And it was fine. Mm-hmm. His writing style changed a lot, though, since his accident and since he got sober. Because I read Dr. Sleep, and he had inserted sections from The Shining in there, and it's like two different friggin' people are writing it.
Oh, yeah.
I liked super alcoholic, young,
I
70s Stephen King. Like, he was a lot more, like, his writing was more beautiful.
Idealistic.
Yeah, it was good. Whereas now it's very functional.
Yeah. Did you read the one where it's like a historical like fiction work where like this guy keeps going back in time to like end the Kennedy assassination?
No.
I've tried to buy this book 3 times. I keep leaving it on the fucking checkout. Like, the same thing happens to me every time I buy the book. I put it in a bag. I don't pick up the bag. Like, I'm not meant to read it. But yeah, like, forget what it's called, but that's the whole premise, is like he's going back and he's doing little things like to avoid Kennedy being assassinated, but he's changing time. And like the same things keep happening, if that makes sense.
Yep. Yeah, I'm aware of the book. I haven't read it. I don't know if I would say modern Stephen King is darker than old school Stephen King. I think he's not zhuzhing it up as much as he used to. He used to zhuzh it up enough that the horror would kind of sneak up on you a little bit. Whereas now it's just very functional and to the point where it's just more in your face, I find, because he's not as expressive in his writing now, if that makes sense.
No, I feel you. Like, I agree with that a lot. Like, even those books like It, there was a lot of like, what was it, precursor, like almost like the thing like with Jason, like where it's like you're not afraid of Jason. It's more of like him stalking you through the woods that you're afraid of.
Mm-hmm.
Like the build up to it was better. Like now
He's
it's just
much better
like,
at tension. Yeah.
yeah. But I feel like now it's more like to the point. Like he's cut out a lot of like the fluff.
But he's
And
also
I miss
churning
it. I
books
like the
out like
fluff.
on a regular basis. I'm sure that's part of it too. Is just he's writing like 6 books
Yeah.
a year. I don't know how he does it.
I can't imagine to like, you know, you go through different genres as a writer and you like different things, and getting so known for one thing, that has to be hard. You know, like that has to pigeonhole you in a way.
It's kind of like being typecast.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. But I will say his true crime flavored books, good.
True crime flavor.
The true crime flavored ones are good, where it's like kind of like a noir style mystery. Not even noir, but it's just like it's usually following a police. Well, it's kind of like that. Oh, that guy that wrote The Bone Collector. It's kind
I
of
love that.
kind of like that, but with like a supernatural twist, where you have like the super gifted autistic expert, and then the detective, the police officer detective, and they're solving a crime together. But the crimes are the result of some supernatural element. And it works.
Honestly, how was Doctor Sleep like in comparison to The Shining? Because that's my favorite work, and I've put Doctor Sleep off because my mom told me it wasn't as good.
The book
so
was meh.
I don't know.
The movie was decent. Like, I think they did a better job of marrying the material to Kubrick. But I read the book before I had a baby, and then I watched the movie after I had a baby, and that was a fucking mistake, because there's a scene in there that's not great, and it involves a ghost toddler that the protagonist contributed to the death of, and
Oh wow.
It's got some dark stuff. Go ahead.
What do you think?
I'll have to watch it or read it.
What do you think true crime tastes like?
Hot dog water?
Hot dog water.
Black licorice.
Black licorice. It's thinking something sour.
Sour
not
black
like
jubes.
Yes, I was more thinking not necessarily like sour candy, more like something that has gone sour.
Ew. So not a pickle.
No.
Ooh, salt and vinegar. Salt and vinegar chip.
Salt and vinegar is really good.
Stale salt and vinegar chips.
What? What is wrong with you?
No, that's what true crime would taste like. Stale salt and vinegar.
I was going to say, do you actually like that? Because I have to have a crunch to them. That's like half of the appeal of like how that flavor works, is that it has to have the crunch to aerate the vinegar.
Stale salt and vinegar chips that have been sitting in expired milk.
No.
Ooh, expired hot dog water.
Oh. Listen, I will end this call right fucking now if you continue to pervert those things. Horrible. Just
I don't understand what you're talking about. What's wrong?
nothing. I'm just adjusting myself in my chair and it makes a lot of noise. So
no, I know. I mean, I don't understand why you're freaking out. Why are you freaking out? What's wrong?
why am I freaking out? Yeah, why what do you think? What do you think? It's horrible.
I don't.
Do not pervert the crispness of the chips.
Ugh. Hot dog water.
I've actually got a better one. You know, like at the bars, they have those pickled like sausages. It's actually like that stuff, but
I'm sorry,
after it's
what?
been like
Pickled
50,
sausages.
like in the States. Yes, like in the States, in the South, they have like pickled dogs, like pickled sausages, like but they're just hot dogs. They're pickled, like they pickle eggs too.
Well, I know about
But,
pickled
like,
eggs,
they
but
have these
pickled
at the-
sausages?
Yes, and they
I gotta
have them at the
Google it.
bar, and like they'll have like peanuts there, and like people go in with their hands over and over into the thing, and I can just it's just a breeding ground for germs.
Oh, these
Hold
look
on, I'll try and find it.
vile. I
They're
just
not
Googled
good.
it.
They're
And
just
it
not
looks
good.
kind of a little bit like penises floating in
Red,
brine.
like super red ones.
It's
What, babe?
Hot pickled stuff.
Hot pickled sausage.
cold
Yep.
chill.
Hot pickled sausages.
I'm
Hot
gonna
pickled
send some
sausages.
pictures. Oh wait, this is on my work computer because I never switched it. Okay.
Here, I got you. I got you.
It's
Oh my god, this is the best. This one looks the best. Okay.
do
hold
they
on.
taste good though? Because like I would try it.
Personally, like my dad likes them, and I liked them when I was younger, but I don't like them anymore.
Why?
Like, uh, I don't know. I think it's more of like they taste a lot like pickled eggs. Do you like pickled eggs? Like I actually
No.
do. Um, I like pickled eggs, but like they
I
taste a
like
lot like
pickled
that.
eggs.
Like it's the same flavor.
So
I
it's like
feel
the
like it
same
probably
brine.
doesn't taste like egg though.
Yes, I think that's it. It's the same brine.
I like doing pickled eggs, but I use red wine vinegar instead. That's really good.
Okay.
Yeah, they're very good. But like these, like you can get. I wonder if you guys
Oh
can
my
get like
god, dog, are you
hold on.
okay?
What?
Or the dog just made a weird choking sound. He's
I'm gonna
fine.
see.
Well,
I'm
he
gonna send
can't
you guys
breathe,
this
so-
and see. This is like a very big brand. These are at like all
We
the
heard us
gas
talking about
stations in the US.
sausages.
There. Like, do you guys have that brand? Have you ever seen that? Like where they
Tijuana
would be like
Mama,
where
no.
beef jerky is.
You want a mama? No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you're gonna have to try one.
We're just gonna
Fine.
have to do it once she manages to get her fucking passport. We're doing a road trip because I've always wanted to go down along Appalachia and I've always wanted to go to the south and eat like Southern comfort style meals because I've never had
And I'm right in
grits.
Appalachia. Like that's where I am.
I know, so we'll just stalk you a little gently.
Gently.
So
Gently
apparently Hannah's Pickled Sausage, a 4-pound jar, because they don't sell it in Canada, on Amazon Canada is $126 Canadian. What's the shipping on it?
What?
With free delivery, because we don't have
That's
it here.
insanity. Like, okay, I'll just have to like send you some. I wonder
Also,
if you guys
apparently
have
Big
like
Mama's
laws
called-
against red dye 40, don't you?
Oh, yes.
That's probably why. I bet red dye 40 is all up in those, like all over them.
Doesn't it like cause brain damage?
It could. I'm not sure.
Let's Google
I know
it.
it just makes things good.
Red dye 40 Canada. No nutritional benefit. That's why we don't use it. Does it side effects? Okay, Healthline, educate me.
What is it?
Hyperactivity. Yeah, this is
strict.
what I heard. That it has a link with ADHD, hyperactivity, behavioral changes like irritability and depression, allergic reaction, hives, asthma, sneezing, watery eyes, skin irritation, and migraines.
Okay, well, it definitely did not give us ADHD, because we don't have it here. But yeah, allergies, migraine, ADHD. Yikes. Wow. Okay, well, let's just see what else. So on Amazon, the Tijuana Mama image you sent, it was a similar looking package, but it's a white lady with blonde hair, like the wartime girl. And it's
Oh yeah, okay.
Big Mama is what it's called. So I wonder if it's just like and it's pickled sausage. So it's like the same branding, just not,
Should be the same.
just like a
Is
different
it
version.
is it cheaper?
Well, no, but
It might be that without red dye 40 if you can get it cheaper there. Like if it's something that's made there. You have to
no,
make
it's not.
pickled
I don't think it's
sausages
made here because there's no French on the packaging. I'm just saying that the packaging looks like the packaging you shared, but it's instead white lady. So I don't know if it's just like a variation of the thing that you guys get, but it's not a Canadian product because there's no French on the packaging, and that's like the first tell that it's a Canadian product, is it would be bilingual.
Okay, they're saying that this Hannah's is I think this Hannah's brand. It's like got a pig on it.
The one I'm seeing, yeah, it has like a Porky Pig cartoon vintage looking thing.
Yeah, 4-pound pack of one. You said that was like $120 something. It's
Yeah.
36 on mine.
Yep, that's because it's probably being imported.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Huh.
Things are expensive as shit here.
Oh my god, it is so... Although the prices for groceries have went down a bit.
That is crazy.
It's probably just the import fee. When the video I was working on before I shut my channel down, I was doing a price comparison between Walmart Canada and Walmart US with Alicia Doherty. And some of the stuff that we don't have here, I looked on Amazon and I could get it, but it was because it was being imported, it was like 4 times the price. So that's usually what happens, is if it's not available here, you're not going to be able to find it. Or if you
That's
can, it's
crazy.
going to
I
be
have a
super expensive.
friend. I mail her. What is it? The fruit roll-ups. She loves those, and she can't get them there because of the red dye 40.
We have fruit roll-ups here.
Yeah, we have fruit roll-ups. Fruit roll-ups
Are they
and fruit by the
different?
foot.
Yeah, fruit by the foot.
Yeah, like are they different though? Like because she always wants the ones I can get, and they have red dye 40. I know that. Like
Now-
she said that the ones that are up there are different.
So the ones we have here, so we have a lot of like the same foods that you guys have, but they're made differently. So for example, because I have a bunch of American colleagues, like my one colleague would always say that Oreos taste different here because we don't use corn syrup. We use sugar, just like granulated sugar. Or like our Kit Kats taste different. And like the chocolate tastes different. Personally, I prefer, they're called Mars bars here, but they're called, I think, Milky Way in the US.
Which I think that's because we do have a Milky Way chocolate bar
We do,
too.
yeah. So, cause like what you guys have, what you call Smarties in the U.S., we call Rockets because we have a chocolate. Pig lips. What? We have a chocolate here
Americans
called
are
Smarties.
weird.
That is perverse.
Yeah.
It's why the lips?
I don't know, but they've got feet too, and hawks. I don't even know what a hawk is, but all these things you'll find them like at just a bar. Like if you go to a bar, they'll have like 25 cents over each of these big jars, and people just stick their hands in there and get their little thing and chow down on it.
See, this is what non-Americans picture when we hear about places like a Piggly Wiggly. This is what we imagine.
Yes.
This is the shit that shows up in games like Fallout.
So the Piggly Wiggly is a real thing.
It's a real grocery store, yeah.
It is.
Hey, oh my
When
God.
I lived in Georgia, that was like where it was popping. Like I was like 18, so all the kids hung out in the parking lot. Like if you had to get, if you had to do some fighting or some like talking, to the Piggly Wiggly. Yup.
Shit's going down at the Piggly Wiggly. You better get over there. Billy Bob Joe is going. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that to be offensive.
No. You have no idea how accurate that was.
Jebediah's coming for him.
That was fucking hilarious.
I really want to go to a Piggly Wiggly so bad, though. I love going to grocery stores in foreign countries.
I don't even know if Piggly. They're not around me anymore, but I think they still have them in like Alabama and Georgia.
One day I will.
But they're really dilapidated. They're very dilapidated. Like
if I don't
they give you
question the
vibe.
standards of the food, I don't think it's worth it.
If I don't question whether I'm gonna die or not, it's not worth it.
I mean, I've been to India. Okay, I've had Delhi belly. Like, what's the worst that a Piggly Wiggly could do to me?
Girl.
A lot, probably.
The Piggly
probably
yes,
a lot.
The Piggly Wiggly will turn around on you.
They have them in Wisconsin, apparently. They're in a lot of states.
Really?
Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Illinois, Kentucky. That's not how you say it. There's that Kentucky. Louisiana, Mississippi, New York. Oh shit, we could go because North Carolina, Ohio, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, Virginia, West Virginia, and Wisconsin.
See, I've never seen a Piggly Wiggly in North Carolina or South Carolina. Maybe I'm just not looking in the right places.
And clearly you weren't in a dilapidated enough part of your town.
Right? No dilapidated barn that sells meat.
The figure for the store is kind of adorable, though. It's very mid-20th century grocery store helper guy, Mr. Sandman playing looking character. Like, it looks like Americana.
I'm actually going to show you the one that was in the town that I lived in. I hope that it's still dilapidated, so it shows in all its glory.
And like, understand, I'm not actually making fun of it. Like, one of my weird little special interests is going to grocery stores in foreign countries of all qualities.
Oh my God, they have a picture of it like from the 50s. This is kind of cool. Yeah.
I want to see it.
This is the actual, like, this is from the 50s. This is the same one.
Oh my God, it looks like it belongs in Fallout. I can just hear it. Bum, bum,
yeah,
bum,
and
bum,
here,
bum, 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 Mr.
Right.
Sandman.
I think it's been re-updated, and this is what it looks like now, but it's still pretty Fallout-y. Oh wait, it didn't download the image. Sorry.
Well, at least the audience will understand why
Okay,
our
it's not
show
gonna
is
let me
called
do it.
ADHDweebs.
Right? Like, this has been a ride.
It's just, this is what it's like every time me and Blue talk. It's just this. This is pretty much every conversation I have.
So that's the updated.
I hate it.
Updated branding.
It looks crap. It looks like it's trying to be a Wegmans. I really want to go to a Wegmans.
I don't even know what that is.
It's the grocery store Alicia Doherty shops at. Obviously, I'm not going to go to the one in Pittsfield because that's a little crazy, but they're all over New York State and other states. But I really want to go to one too because it's got that same vintage, small town Americana kind of like local supermarket vibe to it.
Yeah.
And I love
And like that's the thing. Like there's country all over the United States. So it doesn't matter if you're in New York or if you're in North Carolina, like you'll find these like small towns in the middle of nowhere with like 300 people in them, and they're all the same. Like it's very, very surreal because they're all very, very, very similar.
I just want to experience it. I don't know why. I mean, I've experienced a lot of small town Canada.
Canada. I've always wanted to go to Canada, so I think it's the unknown, I guess.
You will get shown around if you want it. Like, there's lots of cool stuff here and a lot of nothing.
Yeah, I've always wanted to try, like, going to Quebec or somewhere like that. It's like a lot of history.
Yeah, Quebec City, Montreal, Ottawa, Kingston, Toronto. Pretty much anywhere from, like, Halifax to Manitoba you're going to get lots of history. And then after the fact, it starts to get a little, like, it didn't get settled.
I'm gonna have to hop off. My daughter just woke up. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Well, thank you for joining us.
Yeah,
it was still really great
having
you.
Yeah,
good time.
Yeah. Let me know and I'll come again.
Oh, definitely, we will, and I'll let you know when this is posted.
Perfect. All right, it was good talking to you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Okay.
Enjoy your evening.
Bye.
Well, do you want to hear about Gypsy Russ?
Sure.
Do you want to know now that we're done talking about pickled sausages and they look not good, but I would eat one. I would try one. I would like nibble. I'd give it a nibble.
Get a little niblet.
Oh my god, I saw a TikTok, BTW, I saved it. I'm gonna tell you what it is. It was this lady who it was very beautifully filmed, very bougie. She's very confidently talking, and she was doing a cheese pairing with Halloween candy, and it's perverse. Do you want to hear it?
Yes? What the fuck?
I guess she did an updated one. I didn't find it yet. Or I didn't watch it yet, but someone asked her to update it with wine pairings as well, and I haven't watched that one yet, but this is the one. So for Kit Kats, she pairs triple cream brie.
You know what? That makes sense.
You think so?
Brie and chocolate? I think brie and chocolate do go together.
Yes, I mean, brie pairs really well with sweet and savory.
Cheese and chocolate actually do go well together.
I'm not arguing that. The question I have is, do these pairings work?
Well, that one does.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, brie's easy. Okay, so then the next one is aged Gouda and caramel popcorn.
Actually, that sounds really good.
So this I agreed with, but the one she said the Gouda she was talking about was kind of also had notes of salt and caramel, but the Gouda I really like is Oka, and it's got a gentle almond flavor to it that I think would also pair really well.
Yeah.
So the first two, it's fine, but just let me know. There's just 4 total. The next one is Manchego and Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Okay. I've never had Manchego, so I don't know what it tastes like.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. Like, I think it would be good. It seems fine, but it's the next one specifically that I think is... Sorry, there's 5, not 4. I can't count. Okay, so this one is regular brie and candy corn.
Can you repeat that?
Just regular brie, so not triple cream, just standard brie cheese, and candy corn.
I think it would be too sweet, but
my teeth hurt thinking about it. And the textures.
I don't think I would hate it if it was done right and it was done with something savory that would pair well with both of them to sort of offset the sweetness.
No, you're just having cheese and candy corn.
It's too much sweet.
I don't think it works. Now, candy corn is a divisive candy, I found out. People either hate it or love it. I'm in the camp of love.
I love fresh candy corn.
Yes, it has to be fresh. If it's old, it's like, I'll eat it. I'll eat her because it's candy corn and it's seasonal, but I'm not loving it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'd want to eat candy corn and brie. I'm almost tempted this weekend to subject, because mom and sister, or I said his name. I'll have to bloop that. God damn it. I'm trying to minimize editing for myself and just spectacularly failing. His mom and his sister are coming up this weekend for Thanksgiving, and I'm almost tempted to like subject them to this. But with the wine pairings as well, but I also don't want to buy a bunch of wine, so I can just hear her. I can just hear my mother-in-law. She's German, right? She's like, oh, sorry, that made me cough. Doing the German disgust sound.
Are you okay?
I inhaled, and it hit the back of my throat in just a way that triggered.
I'm virtually patting you on the back to help.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But I could just hear it going, oh, what is this? who does this? Like, who thought of this? Like, I could just hear, like, the German dismay. I might even record her and play it, because I really love her reactions to things. And the internet did, too, so it might be worth bringing that back.
I would enjoy hearing it.
The last one is, okay, don't zoom in on the candy corn, relax, is blue cheese and Twix.
I mean, I can't fucking stand blue cheese.
Me neither.
So blue cheese with anything is
No.
like
yeah.
I once ordered a buffalo wrap that was supposed to have ranch on it, and I guess the restaurant had run out of ranch.
And so they just subbed it.
They
with
just
blue
put
cheese.
Yeah, and didn't say anything. So I got it, and I was like, "This is fucking disgusting. Why does this taste off?" And then I realized after that it was because it was blue cheese dressing, not ranch dressing, and I couldn't fucking eat it.
I can occasionally have blue cheese. Like there's you remember that salad place I took you to when I lived in
Mandy's?
Mandy's, yeah, that's really good. They do have a salad that does have blue cheese in it, and it's good. Like there are occasionally some like dishes that I've had where the blue cheese wasn't overpowering, like some burgers, like on steak and stuff like that. Like it does go with certain things, but sometimes like they're too heavy-handed with it, and my sensitive disposition cannot deal with it. So and then with Twix, no.
You know, that's kind of how I feel about
That's child abuse.
That's how I feel. It's child abuse. That's how I feel about goat cheese. I can eat goat cheese in/on certain things, but if I get a very strong taste of goat cheese in my mouth, it's like the initial taste is great, but it's that aftertaste that I'm just like, no.
It like coats your mouth, and it's like rancid. Yeah, it's funny because I'm gonna be buying goat cheese tomorrow because I'm doing a cheese board. And so
a cheese board.
I was thinking about getting goat cheese instead of brie. I'm gonna might end up getting brie.
Brie's better. Brie is better. I like brie. I like brie a lot.
I eat a lot of brie, so I'm like kind of over it. I'm like looking to mix it up.
Okay,
but
I very rarely get to eat stuff like that.
It's because you don't visit me enough.
We will figure that out.
I'm just saying, like,
we'll figure. You know, my head is getting better. I definitely still have a lot of movement sensitivity, but I am like getting there. The personal training is really helping doing that every week. Like even my physio guy said, I've made, major improvements since I've started doing the physio stuff, because a lot of my physio stuff is like, or not physio stuff, my personal trainer stuff is like simple things like just standing up from a chair and then sitting down and then standing up and then sitting down and standing up and sitting down. Like I'm practicing, doing
sitting up
daily...
and standing down.
Yeah, well, and I mean, it's mainly doing it without using like my hands to push myself up or anything.
You must be so good at sitting down.
Well, it's the motion, right? The movement. It's to get used to enduring that. I mean, we do other stuff too. Apparently, I'm really good at squats.
We do other stuff, apparently.
Yeah, I'm really good at squats. We do like
that.
3 sets of 15, I think.
But you used to stock shelves. Of course you're good at fucking squats. Come on. Like, you used to lift pallets.
Well, see, but here's the thing is, like, at the beginning, like, it was really hard for me.
Yeah,
I could still do it, but it was really hard for me because of my head. I would get dizzy, or my head would, like, the pressure would build up. Yeah. And it's getting better, so.
That's good.
Excuse me.
I'm not fucking editing that out.
You don't have to. That wasn't even a good one though. That was such a wimpy one.
We're women.
I
We're ladies. No, well, so I found out this weekend, because it was not mentioned to me, it got forgotten, that apparently we're going to Toronto for Christmas.
Oh, shit.
And so I guess we're doing the milk run. So potentially, depending on how slammed you are, could possibly, like, swing by. But who knows? I don't even know what that week's gonna look like yet. But I want to. And then also because you get to see the kiddo.
Like how he says, thanks, mommy.
Thank you, mama.
Yes.
I gotta adjust myself. One sec. Oh, that peeling sound was my thighs off my chair. Just.
Well, I'm wearing pants. So
I'm wearing shorts.
I don't have that problem. I don't wear shorts. I wear pants. I always wear pants. Nothing else. Always pants.
I can't wear pants. I can't.
If I'm not wearing pants, I'm wearing pajama pants.
I can't wear pants.
I need pants. I need to be covered. I feel safe.
But you have to also wear socks.
Comfortable.
You wear socks.
Warm.
You're the socks autistic.
Well, I mean, I don't if I have my slippers.
Yeah, but you always have something on your foot. You're that kind of neurodivergent, whereas I'm the barefoot one.
Well, I used to be barefoot outside when I was a kid, but I get so cold and my feet get so cold and I get overstimulated, like sensory overload from like things touching. Like I hate like
dirty
any
floors.
kind of like dirt crummies.
I hate it too.
The crummies. I hate it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it either. Which is probably what. And we definitely do not vacuum as much as I would prefer.
Hey, I vacuum and it doesn't make a fucking
You
distance.
have so many animals.
A difference.
It doesn't make a distance. You're goddamn right it doesn't make a distance. Because it's not helping me.
There's also like a lot of people who come in and out of my house with their shoes on.
Which is very anti-Canadian and just frankly perverse. Like,
yeah.
it is a
even
known quantity to not wear shoes in the house in this fucking country. Nobody should be doing it.
Even my brother, he'll come in and of
Smack
course,
him.
because he works with asphalt and stuff, then he has asphalt falling off of his fucking boots
He
everywhere.
needs to just leave his entire outfit outside. Like, I would lose my goddamn mind. Like, my dad house sit when we were in Nova Scotia, and I love my dad, but he fucking wore his Crocs inside and outside the whole 2 weeks, and like he was out in my garden. He was like doing stuff like with like our flower beds and our walkway, mowing the lawn and shit, and like walking around my house barefoot. And my kid, like half the time he's barefoot. The bottom of my feet black. Just from like the ambient like dirt everywhere. I still have dirty handprints on my walls from him like leaning on the wall that I gotta scrub off. You can really tell where he's been in the house because he does not wash his hands well. Like he speeds through it and he's always out doing things with his hands, and so he's always a little bit grubby hands, and that was a big mistake, honestly, for my sanity. Love him. Oh my god. And I told them, I was like, you wore your shoes in the house the whole time. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. I meant I was going to do the floors. I'm like, no, you weren't. It's fine, but like, don't do that, please. Because now I have to clean all these floors. And I maintain them. We maintain them to the degree that we do so that we don't have to hand scrub stairs to get all of the dirt off of it. You know what I mean? Which I totally had to do at one point. So, anyways, that was a tangent. I also figured out how to convert, like, there's a program I gotta download to convert MP4 video files to WAV files so that we can actually get this on multiple platforms. But, like, I feel bad for whoever listens to this. But, like, not in a bad way, just in a, like, I'm sorry. I hope you're enjoying it, at least. We'll get to the topic.
The ADHD ramblings. I mean, I don't think we're getting to the topic today because it's almost 10 p.m. and I haven't fed the dogs yet or anything. So I don't think we're getting to the main part, but we could do that next time.
Okay, then we can. Oh, that's a.
But if you wanted to, provided things go fine tomorrow, I will probably be available tomorrow evening too. If you wanted to like do a second part to add to this.
Yeah. No, that's fine. We can do that, and then I can try tomorrow on my lunch break to finish writing this. So then do you want to end it here?
Sure.